Hello and welcome to round one. Would we like to play first? How did you know, Moto? I would. This is pretty good if we draw another land. Got landfall dude into landfall dude. It's kind of a mulligan with the, 7 drop from the deck, but I'll keep it. Like an island off the top in this deck's absurd. And Evolving Wilds would be pretty good too. That gets a little bit worse, but again, if we hit a land, we could still attack into it. It's bizarre to see somebody main decking that. I haven't seen many of these main decked. That could be an issue for us. Ah, the life gain deck. All right, well let's get our beats going. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the slide runner here. I expect he just takes this, but again, we're really not dealing that much damage because of all the life he's already gained. I haven't seen a lot of green-black life gain. That's an interesting combination we've got going here. I hadn't thought of using something like this to trigger the vampire guys that get like +1/+1. It's interesting though, for sure. Might be a thing. Natural Connection wouldn't be terrible here. Evolving Wilds wouldn't be terrible. Just a land would be pretty good too. Sharpshooter could be an issue for us at some point. It's not really now, and there's not much attacking going on his end. Let's see what we get here. Like I said, land is fine. Let's attack for those damages. He may have to trade that sharpshooter for the slide runner. No, I guess he's just not under that much pressure. I'm just going to play the worm here. Not an amazing card, but it can attack profitably into the board he's presenting, and he's still 2 turns off from being able to use this. Not going to lie, drawing those 2 lands have been good for us. Our opponent is in a somewhat defensive position. There's another life gain card in green. Maybe green-black allies was always the way to go. Like, if he makes his guys big enough, we're going to start having issues with this. Like, we actually can't attack into that without drawing a land. Fortunately, I run hot as the sun and always draw exactly what I need to, but he's still at 16 because of all the life he's gained. Yeah, and he wants to go ahead and make that trade now, which I'm actually fine with because just having another land was going to allow it to trade anyway. We're not going to have good attacks next turn unless we draw a land or a removal spell. I am kind of scared of him having one of those life-gainy vampires now. That could be a real problem for us. Oh God. All the life. Getting the guy back. This guy. Much value. Yeah, a 2/5 kind of shuts us off. This is where like Stone Fury would be good. This guy, our opponent has gone deep. Well, we can't attack as long as we play the land. And that almost gets us into Plated Crusher territory. I'm trying to determine if a 2 2/3 is valuable on this board. It's not going to attack, but have I drawn nothing but lands? I kind of think I have. Maybe this guy slipped in there somewhere. Like, attacking with this isn't even profitable anymore. He just blocks there and we're done, right? So he can block this and take 3. I mean, I think we still need to attack, but I would trade either of these for either of those. So I guess, yeah, we go in and just kind of live with our shame. And yeah, I think I'm going to run out the Stalwart for 2. Who'd have thought retreating would win you battles? I guess it wins you battles when you retreat to a giant tree. It kind of feels like our blue might be better here, as we're interested in doing some flying. Broodhunter Worm down. At least he's just dirtling, giving us time to do stuff. Do I have attacks here? I think I do if I attack with the Stalwart and the Gnarlid, as he blocks here and probably takes 2, which, considering we have a big Trampler up, is probably relevant. There's also an argument that I may want to throw this guy away, but he's just going to gain a life from that anyway. That doesn't seem particularly good. Yeah, I think these are good attacks, and we'll just get the Crusher down and hope we can lean on that to finish the game. It crushes. It has plates. Does that mean it's something that crushes plates? Like a really bad dishwasher? It looks like a basilisk, doesn't it? Wonder why it doesn't turn things to stone, too. Really? That's a thing you're doing? Okay. So let's say I attack with this Plated Crusher. What am I trading it for? He's got to put 6 power in front of it. 2, 4, 5, 6. And then I deal 7 damage, which means I could take out potentially this, this, and this. I hate to say it, but that's worth it. Like, we're not going to get any more good attacks after this turn, because if he leaves mana up for this guy, we're in a little bit of trouble. So is this a scenario where I want to throw this away? I think this is a swing with team turn, because I'm not facing lethal on the crackback, like 2, 4, 5. So I think if he blocks here, that means he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not dealing enough damage to kill this. So I think we just bring in the boys and see what happens. All right, so he's allowing us to get both of the healers off the board or to leave this. I think I'm okay with that, because the healers are kind of something I'm scared of. He's going to gain some life and drain us some here. But this seems like an okay trade to get rid of both of the healers. We don't know what's left in his hand. Like, I know this guy's going to be annoying. I think I'd rather take that out. Let's do that, and then we're going to have to really lean on this Plated Crusher to get the rest of the job done. Hedron Archive, not going to get it done for you. This guy can get pretty big, and it is worth noting he can make it a 2/2 now, so if we attack him with the Gnarlid, he could potentially trade for it. He may decide to like attack with his Cutthroat here. I probably would have in his spot. It's actually really good for us. It may just be able to result in a win. So let's make sure that we do this right. Well, no, it can't, because when we kill a thing, he's going to gain the life through the Plated Crusher. But I think the way to do this then is probably to attack with the Plated Crusher 2, 4, 5, and hold back the Gnarlid. Because I'm thinking if maybe if he attacks with the Sludge Crawler, we can do some pumps. What happens if I kill this and attack? He's going to drain me for 1, so he'll be at 8. That means he can potentially trade this for that. Take 7. Am I in danger of dying? If I attack first, he just clearly blocks here. You know, I think I just like attacking and holding up the Stone Fury. With the Plated Crusher only. Unfortunately, it doesn't lead to a scenario where I can kill him, but it should let us get some stuff off the board. Yeah, like this. This is fine. Now, again, if I kill this, he'll gain a life from the trigger, so it doesn't actually kill him, even though I have the trample going. I think he may try to go for a scenario in which he kills me here. And we're going to try to prevent that from happening. Okay. It is Plated Crusher the game. Oran Reef Invoker's not a bad draw. It does mean I'm a little more willing to throw away the Gnarlid. We're clearly attacking with this here. How big can he make this thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so his plan may be to block and pump and trade it, in which case we can kill it and get in all but 2 points of damage. That seems pretty dang good. So if we're doing that, he's not blocking this either, so that means we swing team. He's got no cards in hand, so we don't have to, like, think about stuff. I think his only real play is to block here. Or try to draw cards, I suppose. Oh, no? Okay. I'm going to let him block before I, Stone Fury. We're certainly having him use up all of his mana. Yeah, this lets us take out both of them. I could just kill this and leave me with the Invoker to deal a crap ton of damage next turn, because that gets rid of everything here. But, and then he doesn't gain any life, right? That's kind of like a 3-for-1 in destroying his board, and then he can crack this for 2 and have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana to play things, and it's got to be able to stop this. Although killing this guy does get a lot of damage in. This is a tough decision. I think I like killing this. I may be crazy. But this gives him not much time to deal with this Invoker. And not a lot of cards to do it either. That could be the punt of the game or the winning decision. Scythe Leopard's not going to do it. That would imply that he's not planning on chumping. Cast Painful Truths to go to 5. Okay, so he is intending on chumping, which means we're going to get in 2. Which puts him to 3, which is looking pretty good to me. Okay. I'm not aware of a 1-mana removal spell. I guess Trample wouldn't have done it anyway, or Chumping wouldn't have done it anyway, because this does have Trample, so we just won and I overthought it a bit too much. So am I interested in blue against my opponent here with all of these shenanigans? Like the flyers seem particularly good against him, but it really only gives us 2 flyers. What are we taking out that's bad? Things like the Slide Runners, the Belligerent Whiptail's pretty bad, Stone Fury. Stone Fury answers the little dude. The little Zulaport Cutthroat guy. Fire Mantle Mage helps get around it to an extent too. We did have some mana issues that game. We never drew any of our blue cards. Where did you go, little elf? There you are. Plated Crusher is obviously fine. I feel like I might want to go into the blue. Let's just see what that would look like for fun. Do I really want the Tightening Coils? Like, he has some aggressive cards in his deck. But I feel like he's trying to kill us with little stuff. Like, I'd get access to the Coral Helm Guide. I think I may like this better. Just add in some islands. Maybe even one more mountain. Like, the fact that we get unblockable damage from the Coral Helm Guide, 2 additional flyers, that has to be better. I'm looking at the Fire Mantle Mage mostly as a one-time effect, but we do still get some additional value off of it with the Stalwarts. We're going on the draw, so the card draw is probably better. I hate losing the Stone Fury because we don't have a great way to deal with his Zulaport Cutthroat, but just getting super big stuff that he can't deal with out is a way to handle that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go into this for this game, and then I may side back to the red heavier version if we go to an additional game. This seems keepable. I mean, it's kind of all on Undergrowth Champion, but that's a powerful card, and if we have to bounce something for no value, we can bounce something for no value. I mean, we do also get to draw cards. It's not like you have to win the game with just these 7. Wouldn't mind drawing an Arlid here, but I'm not going to be super picky. Invoker's good. I'll take an Invoker. Might actually get to attack and do a thing. We're going to need more lands at some point. Presumably. Okay, it's not a problem. Ask and you shall receive. Alright, you should be able to attack next turn. Another land, and we're into Windrider Patrol / Clutch of Currents territory, which should be pretty good for us. Again, if he plays a blocker, we could just clutch something this turn to try to get a little bit ahead. I don't super like that idea. Oh, well, that hurts a bit, but I mean, people gonna have removal spells. There's not much you can do about it. I don't really want to bounce this guy, but presumably he's going to play something we do want to bounce at some point. And you really get more tempo if you play this on 6. So I'd rather deal 2 and take 1, yeah. He also has to worry about counter spells this way. Hedron Archive? Sure, that's fine. We clearly don't have a counterspell, or we would have countered that, but outnumbered looking good. I think this is where Windrider Patrol comes in, and then hopefully he casts a big thing and we get to clutch it and draw a mountain. Oh, if he's cracking this, no, he's getting mana. So if he's cracking it, we're super happy. Okay, he killed our guy. It's not the end of the world. I was going to say a land here would be ideal. Like I can bounce that and get in for 2. And then have a 3/3 on the board. But like bouncing this guy just doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, I think I'd rather just pass the turn here and play the Gnarlid. We could play the Ugin's Insight, but I want to try to set up an attack next turn. I feel like we're close to 1/2, but maybe we just need to blow off the most expensive spells. That may have been the right call. He could be playing around Spell Shrivel, though, but there's not a lot of value. I think that was probably a mistake. We do have the Outnumber to deal with the Cutthroat at some point. There's the land I wanted. So again, we can bounce and attack, but I'm not, like, that doesn't do a whole lot. So I think I'm going to play the land for the landfall trigger. Actually, I should cast the Ugin's Insight first if that's what I'm doing, because then I could potentially hit the mountain for Outnumber. So let's just go ahead and do that. I should have done it last turn, but we're doing it now. I do not want 2 forests. Evolving Wilds, I think I like quite a bit, because it'll get me to the red even if it doesn't do it this turn. And Coral Helm Guide can finish off a game. Yeah, I think this is just what we want to be doing. I don't mind trading this for either one of those. I realize we're getting into the big mana stages of the game, but we've got enough big mana plays to last us forever. We don't need that. Because getting that Cutthroat off the table is kind of huge for us. He's got to have some kind of trick here, but sure. Oh, okay. You got me. Did not expect a combat trick in your deck, but that's fine. And we've got Fire Mantle into Coral Helm / Outnumber / just slam a Plated Crusher. I think things are looking good. He does get in for 2. But that's kind of all right. Gaining that life. I'd kind of like to play a red spell this turn because we have so many of them. So there's some incentive to clutch a mountain, attack with the, clutch leaving up a mountain, attack with that and this, and then potentially outnumber his guy there. And I think that's what I like. So just bounce this. We're mainly just casting this for the creature with haste. And to get in 6 damage and kill the Zulaport Cutthroat. Okay, so you're going to gain some life. And I think we're going to go ahead and do this now. Actually, we should do it after damage. But not on his turn. So getting a red spell out of my hand just means I can cast more things at various times. And I think the Crusher can wrap us up here. One of the things I'm a little worried about is this guy going off. Like an Invoker means he can't really block our dudes next turn. which is fine. Land plus Invoker does what? Well, land lets us attack and then cast a Plated Crusher. Right? Yeah, that just seems good. That just seems good all around. Then we can have a Plated Crusher with Menace next turn. That seems kind of hard to deal with. Pardon me. Actually, don't pardon me. Just rate the burp. That's what we do on the stream. All right, he's out of cards. So we should be able to orchestrate a scenario in which we win here. I think it might involve playing the Coral Helm Guide and using it. But, you know, there's, I suppose, other things we could do too. Like, there's no need to make this super complicated. So the question is, do I have enough mana to do that? There's 1, 2, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I do. So let's just do that. You cannot be blocked. And kill the bad guy. There we go. Round 1 victory. We will see you for round 2 in just a minute. Thank you for tuning in.